Assalamualaikum Dilshod. Welcome to
Walaikum
Members Night.
Walaikum Assalam.
All right. Please share with us your journey, how you started and where you are now.
Sure. Uh, Again, Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I start basically before starting Musaffa. Let me go a little bit further. How we started it. I came to US. I'm originally from Uzbekistan. I came to US about 22 years ago, and finance has been my passion all my life. So back in like 2012, I was really into stock market for years, for 3 4 years, and I was struggling myself to find out what, as a Muslim, what company I can invest or cannot invest, and it was a big struggle. My first job as an equity research analyst, I had to dig into financials myself to figure out what I can invest, cannot invest as a Muslim. That challenge actually, I realized it wasn't just me. All Muslims around the world were facing the same issue. So we started writing a business plan. Alhamdulillah, it took me another 8 years to launch the company because I realized at the time I didn't have enough experience, I didn't have enough knowledge, I didn't have enough money. So all those three things, it took me another 8 years to get that. I got my job at Wells Fargo Securities as a capital market analyst. That's where I learned how to build trading platforms. And I did my MBA from University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, and I did my CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst. I saved up enough cash. Alhamdulillah, we started the company Musaffa about 4 years ago. Now, actually, the Salam Gateway report came out. We are ranked number 2 fintech, Islamic fintech in US now. So we went up.
Okay, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. And we ranked number 10 in the world out of 417 Islamic fintech companies. We ranked number 10 in the world and number 2 in US. So that was a huge accomplishment, I think, in short amount of time because of the volume of the people. Thousands of people are joining. I just looked up. We just had 436,000 people on the platform from every single country you can imagine. So we're growing quite really fast because I think what we're providing, we're screening over close to 100,000 stocks right now, about over 3,000 ETFs. And we have people, those 436,000 people, as I said, is coming every single part of the world. So I think it's a big accomplishment. So as a Musaffa, let me get into it. Musaffa is an all-in-one, Sharia compliant education, research, and investment platform for Muslims globally. That's what we're building. And in what we do, became number 1 in the world already, by the way. So Islamic fintech specializing in capital markets, we are officially number 1, alhamdulillah. And we have not even started the work.
That is about the journey that you took when you first started working on Musaffa and where you are now.
When we started, it's amazing because I started, it was an idea. So I started myself. Then I had overseas in Uzbekistan, I had a friend. So we set up a small office, like not even an office. It's just a small room with 3 people. Alhamdulillah, right now, fast forward 3.5 years, we have about 70 people now. We have office in Uzbekistan. We just opened an office about 6 months ago in Dubai. And we have an office in New York City, One World Trade Center. So the journey has been amazing, and every single day has been like brand new day. Every day something's happening. So as I said, the best thing about the journey is actually helping people solve real problems, especially specifically Muslims. They're having problems. If you look at our ratings right now, we got 4.8 out of close to 5,000 reviews on Google Play. And when you read those reviews, people say that thanks for Musaffa, you guys start this, and then now I was almost out of stock market. I didn't think I could get in. Now I'm back, or I start doing it. I start making halal way because I think that eventually Muslims are exceptionally behind in Islamic. I'm not even Islamic finance. I'm just regular finance. I'm talking about the globally, not just the US. So Alhamdulillah, we launched Musaffa Academy, and now it's ranked number 5 in the world, and we have only 2 people writing articles. Imagine what we can do with more funding and with more research and development, right? We can build a whole platform, thousands of videos teaching people how to invest in halal way. I think there's a huge potential out there. So journey has been amazing. Again, started by myself. Alhamdulillah, we have amazing team all around the world. Right now, we have team members from US, from Canada, We have from UAE, Dubai. We have people from Uzbekistan, India, Malaysia, and Indonesia. So far, we're just expanding.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
So what does the future look like for Musaffa?
Future is what we foresee. A lot of people are familiar with the Han Academy, and Han Academy has around 120 million people signed up. They basically teach about they build an academy. So think about the Han Academy. Think about investing.com. That's a research platform. They got 46 million users. And think about Robinhood. There's a 26 million users, I think 20 something. So we're merging all those three concepts into one all-in-one solution and giving to Muslims. So we're gonna have a huge academy, Musaffa Academy, with community where millions of people get together. They discuss. They have questions. We're gonna have Sharia advisors on board, and they can discuss all these Sharia compliant investments. And the second thing, we're building this amazing research tool so that they can, for example, the stock or ETF could be Sharia compliant, but could be very bad investment from financial side. So Sharia compliance is just the one criteria, and then you have to do fundamental research in the company, and then of course you need to buy and sell on the same platform. And then once you sell it, whatever profit you make, some portion is, we call it like has to be purified. For example,
Yeah.
there's an amazing company that Tesla is a good example. You know, it's Sharia compliant. It makes cars, everything's good, but it has so much cash they put in the bank and bank at the equity interest. So Sharia says you can invest if based on AOFA methodology, 95% more revenue comes from Sharia compliant sources. You can invest as long as it passes the financial screening. But then that portion, whatever the portion that comes from interest income, you have to give to charity. It's called purification process. A lot of Muslims, they don't know about it. That's why we are teaching. So all those things can be done on the same platform, right? So you come, you learn, you research, you screen, you research, you actually get to invest on the same platform. Inshallah, we're going to launch soon. And then you give to purify your profits by giving the charity, and you give zakat, everything on the same platform. So in the long run, we see there's a potential up to get to 40 million users on the platform. So right now we have 436,000, and
Mhm.
and I think we can go 100x. There is a market for it, and we are ready. We are ready to go get there. It's just going to be a lot of hard work. I'll tell you that, because it's not like United States market where you go and people understand what the stock is. Everybody want to jump in, and that's why the academy part is extremely important part of it. And there's a lot of work ahead, but we love that kind of challenge. I think so far, if the startup, when they start the companies, 95% of the companies statistically they fail in the first 2 years. Alhamdulillah, we're way past that. Now I think I even tell our team we're on early growth stage right now. Stop saying startup because I think we already start making revenue. We got thousands of people already start paying for subscription and
Yes.
get like detailed reports, integrate their portfolios. By the way, now they can also integrate their portfolios in Musaffa. For example, you have a Robinhood account, you do trading, you can
Mhm.
come sign up Musaffa, you can integrate, you can monitor all your holdings within Musaffa. So that now we are going to be launching trading features. So you can have a Robinhood account, you just integrate, you monitor, and you trade within Musaffa. But the trade happens still in Robinhood, the back end. So that's the first stage of trading is happening. Inshallah, that's coming in the next 2 months. Yeah,
Okay, all right. So
yeah.
no, that's definitely exciting. So right now it is a more educational platform where people can learn about which stock to invest in and other, and then now you would start trading as well.
Yes. So I would say educational research. I think research is the right word because you do education. Education is more about we have over 600 different like blogs already, post
Hmm.
articles about investments and in all kind of like topics related to investments. But second part of it, for example, you get to research, screen the stocks and ETFs all around the world globally. I think there's around over 120,000. I think we got almost covered 100,000 of it. And then you once you screen, you also do research. You look at the fundamentals. For example, you look at the P ratio. You're gonna look at the cash flows, financial statements, and everything you can do on the same platform. Because we're not just a screener. Some people ask, "Is Musaffa a screener?" I said, "No, it's a really not fair. It's called a screener. It's like when you trying to build a car, somebody comes and says, is it the door? No, it's not a door. A door is a part of a car. So that screening is a part of Musaffa, exceptionally important part of Musaffa, but it's just one huge part of it. Then once you screen, you do fundamental research, and then inshallah on our pipeline, we want to create customized portfolios for you based on your risk level, or also inshallah proprietary ETFs. That's what's missing. By the way, Musaffa, we came up, alhamdulillah, with the world first true ETF, halal ETF screener. And it didn't exist before. It took us 9 months to get approval from share advisors, going back and forth. They're very conservative. Alhamdulillah, they approve it. Right now, I think you can get access to about 40 to 50 halal ETFs that wasn't available before. We already did that. It's on the platform. You guys can go check it out. And the next thing, inshallah, of course, we want to build our own proprietary ETFs. For example, you can have a Malaysian ETF, you have Indian ETF, but it's going to be completely Sharia compliant. So in a very nutshell, if I could describe Musaffa, it's like when you come, type musaffa.com, all Muslims should have a peace of mind. That's the goal. So when they musaffa.com, they're safe hands, A to Z, you know.
Okay.
This is what we're building, and inshallah, alhamdulillah, it's working.
So it's definitely you are alhamdulillah growing at a faster pace, and many people are utilizing it all over the world. So
we have not done any PR, to be honest. So far, we did the Facebook, Instagram, and word of mouth. That's all. And alhamdulillah, yesterday our chief legal officer, he was in Canada. He was giving a conference. He was showing like showcase and everything, and he was excited because half of the people there, they came, they already knew about Musaffa. So it's getting out there. It's taking some time though.
Yes. No, it definitely takes time, and you are you have done a good product that is very much needed and useful for the community. So congratulations on that. Outside of Musaffa, please share with us about who you are as a person. What are your activities that you do outside of work?
Well, it's kind of hard to answer because the past 3-4 years, as you know, a lot of founders, you get stuck. It's very hard to separate you and Musaffa or the company you're building, right? It's very hard. But outside Musaffa, I'm happily married. I have alhamdulillah, I have 2 beautiful daughters. One is 9, one is 6. I have a 2-year-old boy. 2 years is like extreme trouble, alhamdulillah, but he's very hyper. So he just broke his legs because he was jumping. And they put a cast and start running with the cast. Doesn't matter. So alhamdulillah. So I'm happily married, and for the past, I was actually in Dubai. So we moved to Dubai. My daughters started going to school in Dubai, which they enjoyed, but then it got too hot, I guess. So I came back to US. so I think 6 months. A lot of people do now. There's a reason for that. So outside, I love reading books. I'm very passionate about books, and that's what I actually, when I was in school in University of Tennessee a while ago, so I started reading books and stuff like that, and I realized, no, actually I was in different university. I transferred to University of Tennessee, Knoxville, because while I was reading a book, it says actually Warren Buffett invites exceptional students from University of Tennessee, Knoxville to his office. I was like, okay, I'm going to get into the university. So I transferred right away. It wasn't about university, it's about seeing Warren Buffett, right? So alhamdulillah. So I graduated with honors. I was actually co-founder of the University of Tennessee Investment Group. So it's like an investment club and everything. Alhamdulillah, they have over 300 people joined since I left. So it was a good legacy. So that's how I was able to go and actually meet Warren Buffett in his office for 4 hours. Actually, I had lunch with him. Of course, it wasn't just me, a couple of students, and there was the professors and everything, but it was an exciting experience. So that actually led me much into finance again. It was just beautiful. It's not about the every profession has somebody they look up to, right? So in finance profession, it's investment profession, is Warren Buffett or people like him, right? It's not about the money he has. That's secondary. There's a lot about how he made the money, right? With his brain, with the investment strategies. So I think that was also exciting. So I try to read a lot of books on the side as much as I can. Now I'm reading books as much as I can about how to be most effective CEO, right? And try to implement it in the company. So it's, as I said, I wish I had a lot more social life right now.
Uh-huh.
But I work on Saturday, Sunday, everything. And Alhamdulillah, I want to thank my wife for being very patient with me. So,
Okay.
I
So as
realized
far as
something. When you start the company, you realize something, right? Especially like we build the company from scratch and up. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are watching, they start the
Mhm.
companies, everything. They went through this. So they feel it. That now I say now I don't have 3 kids. I have 70 kids. That's how I feel. That's why I work day and night, because I have to make sure that they taken care, because they depend on me. Of course, depend
Yes.
on Allah, but uh, I'm just in the middle. But they have to feed their kids. I have to make sure that investment is ready while we're growing. And Alhamdulillah, we started revenue generating, but we need to scale up right now. That's why we're raising funds right now, because we want to scale up. We built the system, Alhamdulillah, very
Mhm.
good quality system. And now we just want to scale up, like implementing multiple languages. People waiting for like Arabic, Indonesian language, Urdu, so multiple languages, inshallah. So anyway, as you see that I want to answer your question, but it's very hard to like separate them. I'm doing my best, because past 3 4 years, I didn't have much social life.
Yes. So my last question to you is: you came from a corporate side, and then started on this journey of entrepreneurship. Started this company. What message would you give to fellow entrepreneurs?
Well, here's the thing. But mine was a little bit different, because it was planned. It wasn't like I woke up one day, I said, "Oh, I want to start company because I'm bored." It wasn't like that. So back then in 2012, I sat down. I start writing a business plan about to start this Musaffa.
Hmm.
Back 2012. So it took me another 8 9 years to start it. Back then, I realized something, because I was working in a small company in Tennessee as an equity research analyst. So I was going through thousands of pages of reports, doing fundamental research, going through footnotes. And this is where I had this passions of starting, because I was doing research. And I had to do extra research, not the fundamentals. I had to also do like Sharia compliance research. So it's like double. So I said, well, I'm having a challenge as being a equity research analyst. I'm pretty sure like layman, they have no idea how to do this. So that's when the idea came in, because, okay, we need to start a company. So then I wrote down the business plan. Then I sat down, I realized I was scratching my head. I said, okay, what do I need? I want to build this, inshallah, amazing platform, but I have no idea how to do this. But I do have equity research background, so I know how to do this. So and then that's when I start researching, and I landed a good job at Wells Fargo on trading platform,
Hmm.
where you, as a finance guy, you work right in the middle of the trading desk and also developers, right? So always building a platform from scratch, being essential part of it. So it took me another 7.5 years to
Hmm.
really learn. And in the meantime, I did my CFA. That took another over 3 years. That's one of the, I would say that one of the uh, most prestigious like designation you can get. Anybody can Google Chartered Financial Analyst. It took me 3 years, and then I did my another 3 years. I did my MBA from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So it's like 6 7 years. So it was all planned. So it's kind of like I would be biased when I answer this direct question, because it wasn't like I wake up one day, I say, I'm going to start a company. But it was planned. So I think it's going according to plan. But what I would suggest is this: it's going to look a little bit, again, it's coming from my heart, okay? When I said, I'm being very honest. So it's been very challenging to start this company. Now I realize a lot of people talk, very few people do it. So when somebody says, oh, it's a great idea, somebody's gonna steal, let them steal, because now I realize stealing is nothing. Idea is nothing unless execution is the hardest part. If you have an idea, a lot of people I've seen in my life, almost nobody could really execute all the way. That's what takes challenge. You know what? Habib Nurmagomedov, the other day I was watching, he said that same thing. He says a lot of people have talents,
Hmm.
9900%, but only 1% puts discipline into it, right? And make that happen. That talent is useless unless you put discipline. Same thing with the company. A lot of people have great ideas. They might be the smartest people. Now I realize that those smartest people now start working for Musaffa. They may
Hmm.
be smarter than me, but they're working because they didn't have that gut. Most of them, I'm not talking about the employees. I respect them. I'm talking about in general. A lot of people, they have the idea, they have this, but I think it takes extreme gut actually to start something, because you have so many ways you can fail. But
Mm-hmm.
then you have to wake up in the morning with a completely different person, being complete optimistic. So in short, I would say that if anybody wants to start company, they have to always stay positive, no matter what. Always stay positive, because in my head I realize, look, there is a when I look at for example, in New York City, I look at one building costs $1 billion, and somebody owns it. Why not me? Somebody owns it. Or you're gonna start looking at the Apple is like $3 trillion, and why cannot even I build $1 billion company? Somebody built 3 trillion, right? So you always look up and you strive, and you're never gonna look down, literally. Otherwise, there's so many excuses you can have, right, to fail. But I think that's what it's very hard to explain. I don't know if I'm answering the right question, but it's kind of hard to explain unless you go through it. And a lot of people you read in the books, but you start living it, and then you feel like, okay, now it makes sense. Because before you live that whatever you read, you're not gonna really get it. I think that's why people need to, in my opinion, they just need to, if they want to start something, they need to start. They should never be afraid of failing.
Mm-hmm.
If they fail, it's just a part of the process. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it is true. You know, you
Yeah.
just have to keep going. You always be optimistic, because you do your best. Allah gives barakah. And I can
Yes.
tell that we started with the one person, now 70, and I'm expecting we're gonna have thousands of people. Wells Fargo used to work has one bank in US, of course,
Mm-hmm.
big bank, 265,000 people working in. Can you imagine? And there is not a single Islamic fintech in the world right now that even has 1,000 employees. And we're serving 2 billion people out there, right? So it's
Yeah.
amazing. So there's opportunities amazing out there. It's just you have to trust, and every day you have to just, you know,
Mm.
uh, take it every day differently. So
Yes.
one last thing I want to say from my own experience, I I loved my time at Wells Fargo. I learned so much. I wouldn't be here probably without it, but I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't change one day of my life for anything right now. As much as challenging, when you interact with the real people directly, you impact their life directly, and then you get those feedbacks, and you can read that, and you can say that, okay, Alhamdulillah, with Allah's help, we made it happen, right? I think that
Yes.
counts for everything. It's not about the money. Now, one last thing, I realized something. It should never be about the money.
Yeah.
Because that's how people say, oh, Elon Musk, he got like billions of dollars. He sleeps on the couch. He doesn't have a. I mean, the guy doesn't care about the money. I really believe in it. When I say care, I mean like that's not the primary goal. Of course, he
Mm-hmm.
cares, but it's just a byproduct. I think if you love what you do, you just go for it, and the money is gonna follow, inshallah.
Yep. Definitely.
Mm.
Go for your passion and provide a valuable product to the community, so they benefit from it. So
Yeah, this is the passion part. The passion part. One last thing. We start the company not because if I wanted to, like, let's say it's about the getting rich or something. Like some people, you can just go and drive a nice car, but at the end of the day, you're gonna wonder, like, okay, how did I benefit the
Mhm.
community? I think right now what's happening is like we are very passionate about educating Muslims, and it's working tremendously. Even with the small budget we have, we already ranked based on FeedSpot, we ranked number 5 in the world right now when it comes to Islamic finance education. It's just a
Mhm.
matter of time before we get to one, because this is where our passion comes from. Because when you teach people, for example, I came to US 22 years ago. I had one of the best educations. Not everybody got the same chance, right? And we have people like from Pakistan, India, Uzbekistan, Bangladesh, all over the world. Like
Mhm.
they don't even know what the stock means. They never heard about it.
Yeah.
But if you look at United States past 200 years, we had the Wall Street here. If you look at 300, 400, 500 years, they were still like buying shares of the companies, like back in like
Mhm.
before even they discovered America, they were buying shares of the companies in Europe. And
Mhm.
we still don't have this understanding when we say, okay, buying it's not just a stock of making money. It's just, you can have 10 people, for example, want to open a baker shop, and 10 people can they have 10 different baker shops, right? Or 10 of them, they get together, they say, okay, let's just open one, but hire the best people for the job, and we're just gonna be investors. It's a super simple concept, but it's not even like developed in Muslim countries that much. So we are here passionately to teach that, inshallah.
Okay. All right. No, thank you so much, Dilshod, for being here and sharing your wisdom and journey that you went through. And wish you all the best in your pursuit of being the best company in the world. And
Thank you.
may you be having like thousands and thousands of people and serving the whole ummah
Inshallah, inshallah.
as we see. So I'm definitely very excited about Musaffa and how it's progressing and what you have accomplished in a very short period of time. And that only tells me that how like in the next 2 3 years are gonna be. For you, so I'm looking forward to seeing it as a very big enterprise that would be providing a value-added service to the whole ummah in the world.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. Again, I think we're just getting started. It's just not just my opinion. It's just being in the right place, right time. I think it's right place, right time right now because the Muslims are getting much more conscious about where their money is going to be invested these days. So I think it's a good time to be
Yeah.
here right now.
All right. And thank you for being part of AMCOB.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. May
Thank
Allah
you.
bless you guys. Thank you.
All right. Sonic.
Assalamu alaikum.